Hello everyone, my name is Heather and welcome to the channel Bookables. Today I'm going to be doing one of my favorite videos that I do every single year, and that is recommending you books that are perfect to read in the summer months. So, like I said, I do this every single year. It's one of my favorites to do because I love summer reads. Summer reads for me are just beachy reads. A lot of the books I recommend, pretty much all of them, take place during the summer and that are perfect to read during the beach. If you're looking for like summer thrillers and things like that, which is another genre that I love reading this summer. Last year I did a whole video on summer thrillers, thrillers that are perfect to read in the summer months. I highly recommend checking that out if you're looking to read thriller books in the summer. But like I said, in this video, I'm going to talk about books that are summery, books that take place in the summer. So I've done a lot of these before, so I try to come up with new books every single year. There will be repeats, obviously, but for the most part, I try to have new ones to talk about every single year. I will link all of my previous summer reads down below. There's a lot of them, so without further ado, let's get into it. The first book I want to talk about is The Roughest Draft by Emily Wibberley and Osman Sigma-Broca. You may have heard of this author duo before because they write mostly YA fiction, so this is their first foray into adult romance, and I have to say I really enjoyed it. So this book follows two characters named Katrina and Nathan, and they're both authors, and they decided to team up many years ago to write books together, and they wrote like three, and one of them became a really big hit. Like, it became a bestseller, like, that sold out. It was on New York's best time selling list. It was big. But then, of course, after they wrote that book, they had a big tumultuous falling out. So now it's been many years since they have talked, and they realized that they have one book left on their contract. So they have to team up together to write one last book, and they go to like this house in Florida that they rented last time to write this book, and it's very much a romantic tension book. Like, cut the tension with a knife in this book because it's just so much tension. There's so much obviously that is left unsaid that they don't say, and I really enjoyed it. I have to say, if you want just like a tension-filled book of like will they, won't they, this is a great book for that. And like I said, it takes place during the summer as they're writing this book in like the Florida heat, so it is a great one to take with you on the beach. Much like It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. Tessa Bailey is a big romance author, and she's really known a lot for summer romances, in particular this one, and also her newest release that as a filming I just started today, and that is My Killer Vacation. I can't tell you yet for sure if I can recommend that or not. I probably will, but it's like a murder mystery with romance. I probably will like it. But either way, both of those are very, very summery. But the one I'm talking about today is It Happened One Summer. So this one is kind of like a Schitt's Creek inspired book. If you've heard of that show, it's amazing. Watch it if you haven't watched it. So this book, we follow a character named Piper who is very much inspired by Alexis from that show. And basically she's like a rich girl that, does nothing really. And so her stepfather's like, you know what? You're going to go to your father's like small seaside town where he's from and run his bar and fix it up. And that's your punishment. So her and her sister Hannah go to this really small like fisherman town like in Northwest. And basically they have to fix up the bar. And there she meets Brendan, who is a surly sea captain. Of course, as soon as they meet, the sexual tension is oozing, and basically it's all about a hate to love with a very, very small like hate. Like, mostly they realize that they're attracted to each other, but it's a steamy, fun book that is great to read during the summer months because it takes place in like a fisherman town where they talk a lot about going out to sea, and Brendan is a sea captain, and he like does a whole bunch of fishing and goes on expeditions for a long time. Like, think of that show, what was it called? Deep Sea Fishing, I think. Oh my gosh. Or The Deadliest Catch. That's what it was. I think of that. So intense. But either way, I really enjoyed this one. Again, a perfect book to take with you to the beach, to the lake, wherever you're going this summer. A debut novel that I read this year that is a great summer read is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. This book is if you want a grand, sweeping love story. So in this book, we follow a character named Persephone, also known as Percy, and basically her family buys this small lake house in this small town in Canada called Barry's Bay. It's like a very kind of beachy town, if you will, and so they buy this house, and it's like their summer house. They go there every summer. So the book starts off with her when she's very, very young, like 12, 13, and she meets her neighbors next door who are townies. They live there all year round. And of course, one of the brothers is Sam, and he is of her age, and they become friends. So this whole book, it starts out with a meeting, but also starts out with them 12 years later after they met. Like, having not talked to each other for like 7.5 years because of something that happened. They were best friends for a while, maybe something more, but basically she is back in town in Barry's Bay because she learns that Sam's mother has passed away, so she's visiting there to go to her funeral. And so her and Sam finally talk after, I think, 12 years ago, like almost maybe 10, something like that. And so it takes place in 2 different timelines. You get like 4 summers, you get like 7 summers ago, 10 summers ago, and then you get the perspective of now of them finally hashing things out. It's a sweeping love story because they become friends first, and then something more, and then something tumultuous happens. So it's got a friends to lovers vibe as well as a second chance romance vibe, and it's a great book. I always compare this to In Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren, which is also kind of a grand sweeping love story that has kind of very similar plots where it's friends to lovers and a second chance romance all wrapped up in one. So if you love that book, I think you'll really enjoy this one. It's a great book again, as all of these are, as I will continually keep saying that it's a perfect book to take with you to read wherever you're going this summer. Next up, I have Fake It Till You Bake It by Jamie Wesley. This is for all my sweet tooth lovers out there. I can't be the only one. So this one takes place in a bakery, which is my jam. That is one of my weaknesses. Summer books are my weaknesses, and bakery books are my weaknesses. So this book, we follow 2 characters. I read it on ebook, so I forget the guy's name. Please forgive me. But Jada is our main character. She was pretty much on this reality show, The Bachelor, and she made it to all the way to the end. She got all of the roses, and then at the end, the Bachelor proposes to her, but she's like, you know what? I don't love you, so I'm not gonna marry you. And of course, with that makes her public enemy number 1, because we take reality dating shows in this country far too seriously. I just don't enjoy them. Sorry. But either way, everyone hates her now because she turned down The Bachelor. They're like, how could you? So her public image is not doing good. She's also really struggling financially. So her grandmother secures her this job at this bakery where a pro football player owns it. It's called Sugar Blitz. I remember the name of his bakery, but I cannot remember his name. I'm ashamed of myself. And basically him and 2 other pro football players own this bakery because they love baking. And, it's not doing as well as they want it to do. And it's not making a lot of financial gain. And so basically Jada starts working there, and they decide to maybe fake date because it could help him get revenue for his business, because she's kind of like a reality star that people are very much invested in, too much invested in. And it could also help her public image by being in a committed relationship and showing that, she said no to The Bachelor for a reason. So it's all about fake dating set in a bakery shop, and it was really, really cute. I enjoyed it. So in case you don't want a book that's like overly beachy, that takes place in the beach, takes place in the summer, but you just want a cute romance book, this one is perfect for that. Next up, I have Book Lovers by Emily Henry. Honestly, any Emily Henry adult romance book will do as a summer read. I think this is the 3rd year in a row recommending one of her books for a summer reads video, because she just writes summery reads. I think her first romance book was Beach Read, and her second one was People We Meet on Vacation. So, it's got that kind of beachy vibe. So this one follows a character named Nora, who is a literary agent, and she is cutthroat. They call her like the shark. She is very maniacal and does business and things like that. And basically her little sister's like, hey, I'm expecting my 3rd baby. I really would like you to go on vacation with me so we can rehash. And so they go to this small town called Sunshine Falls in North Carolina, I believe. And you think when they go there that Nora's gonna immediately fall in love with the small town because she's from New York, but no, this is different. She's like, no, I'm not meant for this. And basically in this book, she runs into a guy named Charlie, who she knows from the Big Apple, and he is a editor, and they didn't hit it off the first time they met. But in this book, they work together with this author to edit her new book, and it's all about them editing the book together, also while feeling a lot of feelings, also while, Nora's like, can I fall in love again or can I not? It was really, really cute. I wouldn't say it's overly summery. I think if you want like a summery book for sure by Emily Henry, People We Meet on Vacation is the way to go. But this one is equally cute. I enjoyed the sisterhood vibes of it. I enjoyed the romance in it. And overall, it's a great book to read during the summer. Then we have a Christina Lauren book. A summer reads video cannot be complete without a Christina Lauren book. This is their newest release, Something Wilder. So this book is if you love the movie National Treasure but want a little bit more of a romance twist to it, this one is great for you. So this one we follow a character named Lily Wilder, whose dad is like a famous treasure hunter. Think of literally Nicolas Cage in National Treasure. And she's always been against that. She's never really enjoyed that. She just wants to live on their family ranch and kind of open it up and make it kind of like a hotel, also like a ranch at the same time. And she's very invested in her relationship with, I forget his name, Leo. And then basically that's the beginning of the book. We pick up many years later. Leo and Lily are broken up. Lily's dad has also passed away. And now Lily is running this kind of expedition, I guess you could say, for like a week long. For like, they host a lot of like bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, groups and things like that. They take people like in, I think it's in Utah. I want to say it's in Utah. I am not sure. I want to say maybe in Arizona. Take these people, I think in Arizona, to like the canyon lands and like have them ride horses and basically go on a treasure hunt, but like a fake treasure hunt. And that's how she's making money. But she really honestly loathes it. And the book picks up one day when Leo's friends like, hey, let's go on this big trip together this year. And of course, it's a big secret. And where should it be? Oh, but where Lily is working. So she has to encounter Leo again and kind of hash it out. And it's just a fun book. It's not like a very serious book. Like I said, if you like National Treasure, you'll probably really enjoy this book. I wouldn't say it's like overly summary, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun time. I just think if you don't take it too seriously, you'll enjoy it. And you know, there's also the tried and true book of Christina Lauren that is like my quintessential summer read in a nutshell, and that is The Unhoneymooners, because the cover not only screams summer, but the contents do as well. This is about two characters that hate each other, that have to go on a trip to Maui together, and it's a hate to love romance, and it's just perfection. I just wanted to mention that one real quickly because it's like one of my favorite, if not my favorite, summer read of all time. I just enjoy it a ton. But there you have my short and sweet summer reading recommendations this year. Like I said, I've done a ton of these videos in the past, so if you want even more summer recommendations and you can't find them, check out my videos down below. I would love to know what books you like to read in the summer. Do you like to read romances and stuff? Do you like to read thrillers? Either way, I would love to know. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.